Folks, welcome back to NASCAR Heat 5. Little different screen for the beginning here, but I wanted to take a look at our playoff standings to see where we're currently at. We are obviously in first place, 5 wins, 7 stage wins on the season. We've got David Schildhouse and Bryce Egan in the playoffs on points right now, and some of the drivers you can see that have opportunities to make the playoffs. Of course, anybody gets in with a win, but notable drivers Gary Norton, Casey Kane, Max Cost, and Matt Malone. Custom drivers on the list that show real promise of potentially getting into the playoffs. So I wanted to start the episode off with that. We've got the Buckle Up in Your Truck 225 at Kentucky Speedway in the Truck Series this week. And as usual, I have to set up my work plan. We've got some money in the bank, so I might look to increase another piece of the truck to a 100. So let me set that up, and we'll go over it in just a moment. All right, so we have put our work in with our crew, and we have also upgraded the suspension, maxed it out to 100. However, we couldn't get our Speedway car up to 100 or Speedway truck up to 100 for this race. That part's a little unfortunate. I feel like we will get there very soon. We also have a short track race next, so that'll help us to ensure that we have the top rated Speedway car truck for Michigan. But as it stands right now, we're going to be taking this 195-92 truck to Kentucky. And I'm going to get out there, do a little bit of practice, and see where we end up. Right before qualifying is when we'll be talking next. I was not able to hit our goal time. I kept getting a little better, but nothing I could do at that point was going to shave off that much time. It's all right, though. It's all right. It was only $1,000 to achieve that, and I mean, as much as that could help, we have what we have. We've got qualifying coming up. Pole position was a 31.4. Fantastic job for them, obviously. We're about a second off at our best, but we'll get out there and see what we can post and how much work we have to do to get up into the top 5. All right, here we go. Qualifying lap now underway. We'll have to see just how much we learned in practice, as I did practice quite a bit more, actually, on this one than I had before. On other tracks, it seemed to be a trend for me where I kept kind of realizing that I need to practice more. And so I did. And actually, this lap feels pretty good. Look at that, a 32.1. Actually, our best, even during practice. Now, I had some worn tires by the time I had spun the truck out once, not hitting anything. So that was part of the reason why we weren't posting great laps in practice, but that just goes to show we were improving every single time. Let's take a look at our qualifying results. Bryce Egan, first place. Again, just looking like he is poised for a playoff appearance. Jeremiah Graham, not known for having great qualifying efforts, but doing well in the races, gets into second place. Johnny Sauter, Grant Enfinger, third and fourth. And then Max Cost, another custom driver, coming into the top 5. He is right on the brink of a playoff appearance, so hopefully they'll have a good race today. Other notables, Gary Norton 6th, David Schildhouse 9th. We're in 10th. Matt Malone, another playoff driver potential, sitting there in 11th place. Michael Chavez 13th. Casey Kane, another one of those on that list, 14th. Eliza Bethel 15th place. Good qualifying effort for that team, who's had some struggles this year. Matt Kenseth 18th, John Perez 19th. That team looks to get another few good finishes under their belts and starts to head towards potential playoff action coming up here. Only 3 races away, including this one, though, until the playoffs, so a lot has to happen. Parker Smith 22nd, Bernardo de Oliveira 24th, Speedy Jones 25th, Bradshaw Stout 31st, and Taylor Carpenter comes in 32nd place. We've got Buckle Up in Your Truck 225 right here. Stuart Friesen, of course, we know he's our friend. Red Enfinger crashes during qualifying. He's going to be riding up through the crowd quickly, and Matt Malone goes to the back for a failed inspection. So that'll start us on the inside.
All right, man.
We are starting off in 9th place.
Green's out. Let's go. Car high.
Hopefully, I see Schildhouse there, and of course, as you're all well aware, as a rival, he has, he's gone ahead and done some stuff to us at one time or another. Stuart Friesen being there is nice, that we might be able to ride by him, but here comes Schildhouse. Right there. I'm hoping and praying that he's not going to come down and try to wreck us. As we get to the inside of Friesen. And that's a nice run on lap number 1.
Still there?
As our first stage will be 34 laps, 35 total. As we have just 34 remaining. And immediately I'm watching my rear view mirror and not paying attention to what's going on in front of me, and that's going to be costly. We'll drop back into 8th, maybe 9th. And I didn't want to get hit by Schildhouse, and ironically enough, I run into the wall because of that. But we might be okay. As he goes high, we go low, and we'll get around getting 8th place back. Try to catch up into these this other pack. Draft right here as we do. And another bad entrance into 1 and 2. I get on the brake, just tapped it a tiny bit just to kind of get us pointed in the right direction going around that turn. It looks pretty good for us now. Maybe we can get ourselves into a decent place to catch these drivers in front of us and start battling it out. Legend difficulty, I did change it back. I do it for every truck race. And until we're competitive in Xfinity, that will be on the hard difficulty. I do keep missing turn 1. I keep totally blowing turn 1 because I'm just not paying attention. It's going to be the wall, and that's actually quite a bit of damage on that front right. Apparently enough to bring out the caution. Lot of laps in the race. A lot of damage on that front end. Is there? Wait, hold on. Let me look. Oh, I don't know. I didn't pit. I was going to look and see if it was enough. I think it was just 1 second. I think it's more cosmetic than it is going to affect us. But hitting that wall apparently was hard enough to bring out that caution, so not great on my part. Let me just try to be a little more on point. Getting hit by Schildhouse a little there. We're all right. He's all right. Oh, we're not all right. Wow, we're not all right. What happened there? Why are we... Oh, we're gone. Oh, all right, I'm going to pit. Something's wrong. I don't know if it was the damage or what. I know I go back to the end, but something was really wrong there with the truck, and we can work our way back up. I don't know what else to say there.
Are you ready? Green. Inside.
Bradshaw Stout on our inside. Hopefully he remains there and not driving up into us going around the turns. Taylor Carpenter there. So we come through turns 1 and 2.
Careful, still there.
On fresh. What is up? Like the truck feels super weird all of a sudden. What is going? Okay. Well, that was. I don't know what's going on with the truck. It feels really weird. It's not. We were like losing grip going around that turn completely for some reason. Let's just get our stuff back together and start picking them off one at a time. We have damage on that front right side again. Hopefully it won't affect us too much. We'll be able to do something here to start making our way back up through the crowd.
Stay low.
Yeah, that was really weird. I didn't like it, but maybe we're all right now.
Careful, still there.
Maybe we'll be okay now. Harmon is a rival in the truck series, which to me is just very funny. Because he's our boss in Xfinity, and he's actually a friend in the Xfinity series, so...
Outside.
That to me is weird, but here we are. Getting ridden down by him, which is, of course, going to tighten us up. And he's got his truck all out of shape behind us. We picked up 6 spots so far since coming back, even though we still have damage on the truck. We seem to have settled ourselves down, which may have been part of the problem, I suppose. I don't know what else to say about it. Get on the inside of Rayum here. He's not a rival. Bethel is a rival, so we'll have to figure this one out at the right time.
Inside. You got room. You're clear.
And we will figure it out just right here. Well, no, we won't. Oh, my goodness. Drives down. We touch the apron. Apron is death. We're backwards. Caution's not coming out.
Towers called.
There it goes.
Coming to the green, driver.
I pit again because I don't know. I just need to.
Green flag.
So funny. I practice so much more and everything, but here I am just driving poorly around other cars. So trucks, I know. Filling up the gas. Get Stout not around us. Just want to kind of get into my groove, you know? We got in the inside of Bethel. I went a little low. 1 and 2 apron is not okay. 3 and 4, you can get around on that apron. 1 and 2, you cannot. So that wasn't my greatest move ever.
You got room. You're clear.
Well, that's going to bring out a caution.
Caution.
I barely touched him, man. I really did. Must have been where I touched him. I'm going to pit again just because that was kind of an asshole move by me. Got to penalize myself on that one. That wasn't great by me.
All right, man. You're coming to the green. Be ready. Green flag. Got one peeking inside.
All right.
Still there?
Let's come off the gas. Even though we're not at full speed right now, I still wanted to get Bro, I'm going to tell you right now. All right, I'm good with that. I'm going to tell you right now. One time. It happened one time during practice. But I can't believe I've done that multiple times now. All right. See, I think part of the problem is I know you can do that on 3 and 4. You can get down on the apron, and it's actually really helpful. Well, not all the way down on the apron, but you can get 2 tires below that line, and it's really helpful. After Pocono, I kind of now am messing around with that idea that you can do that. You can drive down on, or should I say where you can drive down on aprons, maybe get a little extra oomph going through the turns. And then, of course, where you can't. So I'm not always going to do it, but if I can and I can get away with it, I will. Right now, it looks like we're starting to gain up on these drivers again after our spin out. We've got only 14 left in stage 1, so cautions, of course, have really changed the stage itself, shortening it up quite a bit. Won't have a speed up for stage 1 then. As we have caught up to the back of the pack and very fast.
Careful, still there.
Bear with me here.
Careful, still there.
Came off the gas real early there because I thought I could get on it early again, which is, whoa, no. We took contact and then
Still there.
that didn't work out.
Inside.
We're getting hit.
Now.
It's okay. Everything is okay, folks.
All right, you're clear.
Not really. We're fine. See, we can get down on the apron there. Get on the inside of Stout.
Careful, still there.
Now we're on the apron, but that's kind of where some of the drivers drive anyway. Stout gives us a nice little tap. He's all out of shape from that. Looks like Carpenter's going to straighten him out. We'll keep it off the apron there. We're up behind Cobb. A lot of fighting on the steering wheel again, and I just don't... And I don't know. Sorry, Cobb. You're fine. You're fine. Stick with it. I'll stick with you. No? Okay. Sorry. I don't know why. I really don't. Maybe it's just... I don't know why. Can't really say.
Stay high up here.
But
All right,
hopefully we're able to... I mean, we've got a long race to go, so I feel pretty confident we'll figure out what we're doing wrong here. I don't know if we run here in Xfinity next. I know our next race is Xfinity, same weekend, but that doesn't mean that we're going to be at this location, so we'll have to take a look at that. after this race, because we can obviously take what we've learned here and potentially put us into a decent spot for that Xfinity race. Not speed-wise, but at least with our ability to drive the track properly and put down the best laps that we can with the equipment that we have. So that is the goal. Little wall tap there got us out of shape, but we got it put together, and now we're back up into 27th place. I know we're way back right now, but don't you worry. We're going to get this truck back up near the front by the end of the race. I just needed to do what I needed to do to get myself back into some kind of a groove here. I really need to get around Bethel before the turn exit so we don't get run into. Thankfully, we were able to do that.
Careful, still there.
Good. We're good.
You're all clear up top. All right, you're clear.
There we go. 24th and counting. We're obviously probably not going to get up to that other pack. The pack in front of us we'll get to, but I don't think we'll get up to the other pack, which means no stage points, which isn't great. Considering we started in 10th place, we were in stage points as a start, and I messed it all up with all of my early woes in this race.
Clear all around there.
But here we are doing pretty good now as we're starting to catch everybody. Of course, we also have fresher tires than the other drivers at this point, so that might be playing a role as to how we're doing this as well as we're doing. But these are drivers that they're in the back. So I also think that it could be simply we are a faster truck than some of these drivers. Now, Jason White has become a rival, so we'll feel that right now, as you can tell. There he goes, putting us into the wall as hard as possible. And we did not touch him. There, I mean. Of course, when he put us in the wall, we touched him, because he was touching us. Let's try to do the inside instead of the outside this time. Just want him to fade up a little. Don't get on that apron. Try to get around him. Just need him to fade up a little. He's not going to. So he's going to be a harder one for me to pass simply because he'll come down on us early here. That's what I was trying to avoid, but we got around him by doing it. So as long as we got on his inside, we were able to get around him. Next 2-3 drivers are not rivals, so we're good there. Might be able to get in the top 20 by the end of the stage number 1. And it doesn't matter if we're on the inside or outside of these drivers because they're not going to pin us in the wall. However, getting on the inside might not be the worst thing. Use Rutch a little bit in the draft.
Still there.
We'll get there. Get up onto Oliveira. Kind of tap the brakes. Don't need to make more enemies. Well, we're doing so well in Xfinity with our relationships, and we've been all over the place. Top, up near the top in some of those races and in the back, so we've driven around all these other drivers and have had just so much of a better experience with the knowledge that we have about the rival system now. So slight contact with Oliveira, but he is quite all right. I just noticed a little wiggle.
Still there.
As we go up here into turn 3 and 4, take that position, get ourselves in the top 20. So this run is turning out pretty good at the end. But we still do have our work cut out for us with just 3 laps to go. And then, of course, I believe we have about 100-something laps to go to the end of the race. Can I catch Perez and Chavez? I'm not sure. And even if we do, can we get around them without incident? Because that's part of the problem, is that we have these drivers that... Well, Chavez, he went high, so we might be okay there. But he is side by side with us right now. Not exactly where I want to be.
2 laps to go.
There we go. We'll take that. Start to work on Perez here. Touch the apron just slightly. Man, it's not the yellow line. It's that seam in the road. That really messed me up. I got to pay attention to that. Get a nice run through 3 and 4. That'll get us back up into 17th place, which is a big deal.
White flag is in the air.
Last lap and stage number 1, and we ended up getting as far up as we could, which is not too shabby. Touch that little line again. That I do not like that at all, but I'll just pay attention to it. I don't need to be tight on it anyway, I guess. And here I just sort of point the truck and go. There's 17th place in stage number 1. I'll tell you what, folks, it started rough. It got rougher, but we were able to get things kind of turned around, and we really helped ourselves at the end of that stage, getting back into 17th. We'll pit, and hopefully we'll come out with a couple positions, and hopefully we'll be able to get back to this race in good fashion. Picked up 1 spot. Matt Kenseth loses 10. Matt Malone loses 11th on the screen I could see there.
Are you ready now?
The sun is gone, the lights are bright, and we are starting stage 2 right now in 16th place.
Careful, still there.
We will enter into turn 1 on the outside. And Lance Norick was there, but we're safe.
Still there.
We're going to get in behind Kenseth in front of Perez and hope that we're able to avoid contact with these drivers. Because, of course, oh, nobody wants it. Well, I did touch my brakes. They were going way, way, way slower than I would expect there. So there's little contact with Kenseth, no big deal. Problem is that Perez is on our inside now, and the only reason why that's a problem is because when we come out, that can tend to be an unfortunate thing for us. Okay, he's going to get the run because he's on the inside. I'll come off the gas a little bit there just to make sure he gets in front of us. I don't want contact on the outside wall from a rival driver, is why that mattered.
Careful, still there.
We did not get the truck pointed in the right direction, which screwed that turn up completely, or set of turns. The draft does matter on this track. It does definitely help us or hurt us. Bad entrance into 1 is going to send us up high. We're going to keep it off the wall, but we're also going to lose time on the group in front of us. Bernardo De Oliveira right behind us, having a good run there for that team. Here I am just trying to get back up to this bunch in front of us so I can start to have a better run. And I think 3 and 4 is going to be a big deal for us. If I can start to really remember my turn-in points on turn number 1 will be an even better spot. So it's just been, that was good. And then I have to keep it off that seam because that seam is actually the apron. And it'll shoot you up the track in a hurry. I think we're close enough to maybe start to taste a little bit of the draft. Yeah, right at the end of that we did.
Hold your line, stay high.
Fade it up. That's fine. Get on the gas late isn't good. We came off the gas a little late there, and that affects your whole set of turns. Just really, really, really want to start making my way back up. Now, of course, we have already achieved the top 5 set of goals that we needed. So, but we always want to get the best position we can get, with a goal of bringing ourselves in the playoffs with the biggest lead we can bring ourselves into the playoffs in. Gotten the inside of Perez, which is a big deal right now. It's actually a huge deal. He's going to come in fast on us, however. I'm going to get on the gas earlier, even though I touched the apron a little bit. We're going to drive away from Perez. Now we need to get into Austin Hill's draft. Or he'll go high and we'll get a big run here, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We're running middle, so we did run up on him. That's good. That is good. Pick one off at a time. That's all that matters. Use their draft. Gets a fender. Get inside of them going into a turn. And hopefully I did not turn it all there. I came off the gas at the right time. We're just running the high line, I guess, for this set. Come out low. Bring it back up. Get into a draft again for Hill. Oh, and I was like, and this time don't pay attention to his line. Pay attention to my own line so that I don't mess up like I just did. And he goes to the low line, so we ended up following his line as well. He knows we're poised to pass him, so he's going to cut us off at the nose. And I'm okay. I don't know. That's fine. That's okay. We get good runs out of 2 here. As long as I keep it off the apron, which I did. And Jordan Anderson, I think with the draft we've given Hill through this, we don't want to touch him because he's not a rival. But Jordan Anderson is going to lose a position to Austin Hill simply on the draft that we were able to give Austin Hill. The unfortunate thing is we're not getting anything from Austin Hill to get around Jordan Anderson. So not great for us, but here we are. Hopefully having a really good 1 and 2. Little slight touch on that seam, which slowed us up a little bit, but we're right in Jordan Anderson's draft now. We're better than a 15th place truck, I know that for sure. We can get up in the top 10 if we pass this group in front of us. Back to where we qualified, but I think we're better than that as well. We'll have to see where we end up. Don't touch that apron. Don't touch. Oh, so the end of it is okay. Middle of it is a bigger curve. So we actually drove down past that line that time, so lessons have been learned.
Say hi, say hi.
Hoping that we hang on to this here. Yep, we did. Lost some speed. I kind of turned. I think I turned in a little too early. Not too early. I think I took a too sharp of a attack line, angle of attack, and ended up affecting us. We're right up with this group, though. We've kind of ridden with Austin Hill to get up to this next group of trucks, so that's okay. See if we can do better this time. Little touch on Hill. Got him a little loose. We got to his back end and straightened him out for him. I don't know. Not great for him. I'm sure he's not happy about that, but we did straighten him out and prevent him from the full slide, so hopefully he'll keep that in consideration. I didn't mean to get him out of shape. That was not my intention. I just looked at the mini map and noticed Gary Norton leading the race. Congratulations to him. He's got a new primary sponsor going into Xfinity. That was revealed in the Discord yesterday. So again, link in the description if you want to take a look at those custom paint schemes. There's a section that's showing off all of the custom paint schemes going into the Xfinity season next year. Trying to get up into Schildhouse's draft and start to work on these next 3 trucks. That was a really nice turn, but well, it started that way as we'll get to Schildhouse. That's good. But can we get around him and avoid being smashed going into the turns?
Car outside.
We did.
Top 3.
We got around him.
Got one up top.
For now. We're a little later into the run, so we don't have the grip we had early on.
Stay low.
And of course, with us pitting all those times during that first set of cautions, or first stage, all the cautions, we don't know how the truck does actually run at later stages of a stage. Later stages of the stage. We're not super far into it, but I'm just saying. 18 left in stage number 2. And if we get around Spencer Boyd and Stuart Friesen, I will do a speed up because there's a huge gap ahead of them anyway. And we also have a long stage 3 to go, and we haven't had a speed up yet because all the cautions kind of shorten that stage 1. Nice run through the turns there to get us up to 11th. Feel like we're starting to really feel it right now. Schildhouse kind of following us around right now, doing a good job as he is not going away. He got around Friesen pretty quickly. I would love to get to Spencer Boyd's inside before the turn, but I didn't. Then he gets on the brake, or he slows down more than us. I mean, I was 100% off the gas. I didn't pass him. It opens the door for both Friesen and Schildhouse to pass us. Whatever. That sucked. All right. We'll get around Boyd right here, and we'll work on Friesen and Schildhouse again.
All right, you're clear.
as we've gotten ourselves back up into 12th place. We're into Friesen's draft immediately. Well, that's a big deal. Little late coming off the gas again, so late getting back on it. See if we can have a good... See, sometimes we have a really good one. It's all me. I have to really figure out... There's a turn-in point and a come off the gas point and get a goal time to get back on the gas. And it all really makes a huge difference. So I've been kind of playing around with that. I know the general areas. And so I'm learning the tracks and the lowest series that's in this game. And that's a big deal because it puts us into the best position possible when we're in the Xfinity Series and then eventually the Cup Series to have an understanding as to where we want to do those things. Well, I mean, I really need to do a speed up so that this video isn't an hour and a half long. So we're going to go ahead and speed up the rest of stage 2. We'll be back on the mic with you guys at the end of stage 2.
That'll earn you a few stage points.
All right, well, we ended up with a stage point, which is good. We drove it back up into 10th place where we qualified. Now we've got stage 3 to see where we can get this truck. 80, probably 78, 76 laps remaining when we get through this whole part. We'll lose a spot on pit road, probably to repair the damage. Austin Hill jumps up 2 spots. Let's see what we can do now. I'm probably going to focus a little bit at the beginning here and see if we can get any kind of an advantage.
All right, you're clear.
So enjoy the sounds of NASCAR.
Stay on the bottom here. Hold your line there, 3 wide. Got one up top. All right, you're clear there. Car high, careful. You're all clear up top. Car there on the inside. Hold your line, got one inside. Clear down low. Got a car low now. You got room, you're clear there.
He tells me I have room and in clear, and then I see Spencer Boyd behind me going up and hitting the wall. And I felt that we hit him with our back end across his front. So thank you, spotter, for telling me I was clear. Well, what actually happened in the last go was that we didn't get down on the line far enough, and one of our rivals poked his nose in there. That was John Perez, and so we kind of lost momentum from getting ridden up the track and almost spun out. And he's trying to drive down on me right now, but thankfully, Stuart Friesen is there to protect us a little bit from that first part. Now I don't know. I really need Stuart Friesen to get going. I do not want to be dealing with John Perez here.
Still there?
And there he is again. All right, maybe we can get through this now. There we go. Gary Norton still leading this race. Congratulations again to that team. The 81 Remington truck. Of course, our goal is to get as far up as we can get, but it's been a bit of a struggle for us today. Despite being able to do quite well when we're not in traffic, I've just struggled with traffic, which that's on me. There we go. Caught up. Avoided running into, lost some momentum again. They're driving away again. All right. If I can do this again and just be better. That's the whole point. Just continue to improve throughout the race. I don't want to lose this front group because as long as we're stuck up here with them, no, I think advantage goes to us because we continue to improve. And, you know, that time my goal, because when I got off the gas too hard, Austin Hill ends up driving away. We lost our momentum. So right when we got up near his bumper, I got back on the gas, and that was not the right move, I guess.
Hold your line, got one inside.
Stuart Friesen on our inside. Do we have the momentum coming out of 2 to maybe not have to worry about him? Maybe we do. We'll find out right here as we're going to turn in. Come on, Hill. Man, you're killing me, dude. Just move. Just move.
Car there on the outside.
I can't. I couldn't. None of these other drivers in front of me are slowing down like he was through that turn, and it was just absolutely ruining me. Because I actually was having to get on the brakes to avoid him every time, and then I got Friesen, who was right here on my inside now, but who was right behind me. There was nothing I could do as I continued to lose the front pack, and here we are doing exactly that. We're losing the front pack, so
Stay high, stay high.
it's just ridiculous.
Road clear.
Hoping that, yeah, it's clear because he's in front of us. Hoping I can work with Friesen here. We'll get back up to the front pack. We'll see what happens from there. Yeah, okay, so I got off the gas early there expecting the same checkup by Friesen that I just, and he doesn't have it. So it was absolutely an Austin Hill thing. All right, now we got to work extra hard to get back up to this pack because we lost Friesen, kind of. There we go. Got him now-ish. Problem is that we've got 2 packs in front of us, aside from Friesen, who's right here with us. We've got 2 other packs in front of us, and they are all running just much faster. So we need to get to them. I'm hoping, now that I've caught back up with Friesen, during the straights, we can work together to get there. He goes high. As you all know, running the high line, for me, it does not benefit the truck at all. So that's part of the problem there.
Careful. Still there.
They all seem to have quite an advantage on that. But we're back in 10th again, so again, we're at our qualifying place. For all I know, this is it for us. I mean, 10th place is not a bad place to be, but we just can't seem to catch. I mean, now we might be able to, actually. We're not too far out of range. We spent so much time battling other trucks in previous stages once we got to or near this point that we weren't really able to get in front of anybody else or at least be close enough to start battling for positions within the top 10. So here we are as Casey Kane continues to run the high line. He is a rival. So the goal obviously is to get around him with as little incident as possible, hopefully without incident. Yeah, I figured he'd go to the low line now. Oh, come on. I didn't even...
You're clear.
Bro, that's ridiculous. I barely touched him, and he just went flying. Unbelievable. Well, he's only 2 spots back, so he's fine.
Starter has the green flag
That was
in his
stupid.
hand. Be ready here. Green's out now. Let's go. Got one up top.
Got Bryce Egan in front of us. Jeremiah Graham right there. We're going to get on Egan a little bit here. Going to 1 and 2. Oh, big hit by Jeremiah Graham.
All right, you're clear there.
Oh, he
Hold your line. Got
loses
one
it.
inside.
We're losing it. We're
Got a
catching
car
it.
now.
We're losing it. We caught it.
Car outside.
Come on. Keep it going.
Hold your line. Got one inside.
No, not Chilled House. He'll run up into us, and we've got 2 cars. We're 4 wide right now.
Inside. Got one peeking inside.
What do I do?
Car there on the inside.
Just lose all the spots. Just lose all the spots. Here comes Graham again. These, for any of you that are new to the channel, when it started, I thought, and we were on bigger tracks, I thought that pump drafting, I thought they wouldn't get nearly as bad as they do. And within a very short period, because I was running with the rivals, or not rivals, I was running with the subscriber drivers in the back, within a very short period of time, they all became rivals. Now we're all driving up front, racing together. Every time I get contacted by one of these other trucks, it slows us down, ruins our momentum, runs us into other trucks, runs us into the wall, puts us on the apron, spins us out. These are all examples of things that happen now. David Childos got on our inside. He is a rival. We were 4 wide. I know for a fact by running the Xfinity Series, everybody would have been cordial with each other. He rides up into us. It looks like I'm going down on him. I am not. He is driving up into us. We run into Jordan Anderson, who is not a rival, but I have nowhere else to go. Half-turned him. I'm losing all of my speed as we're continuously getting hits. Then we're hitting the other drivers, and now we're in 15th place. And that is a constant occurrence in the Truck Series, which is why I'm hoping to win a championship this year. If we do not, there will be another Truck Series next season. Flat out, there will be. So we'll see how it all pans out. But as it stands today, we are in the playoffs. We are number 1 in the playoffs, and I'm hoping that we're able to win, because the rival system is killing me. I do continue, though, to research and try to figure out how to adjust that myself. And I think I'm actually getting close to it, but I just haven't had a lot of time to try to figure it out. And that's been my problem. I just don't have a ton of time, especially this time of the year. So I'm doing my best, but until then, we deal with the rivalries that we have, and it's such a huge negative impact. So I wish that when they did smash into you, it alleviated some of that rivalry. It just doesn't. So we are staying out, of course. We will not be staying out for the whole amount of laps we have left, though. That's for sure. Anyway, back up into 11th place. We've got 2 rivals I can see right in front of us. Not Anderson, it's Cost and Graham. So, of course, my goal, get around them as quickly as possible and hopefully be in a decent spot. One of the ways that I've been able to do that in the past, which doesn't work, see, we got smashed by. He drove down on us, and that's good. Wow. All right, so we'll pit.
All right, man. You're coming to the green.
I don't know what just happened there. We pit, and we're back. Oh, I guess some of these other leaders pit as well. Because all of a sudden, we're around the same group of trucks that we were just around. If I go to the outside, Cost is going to try to drive us up in the wall unless the turn happens and we're able to get around him through the turn. And that's the best other option if we have momentum. Otherwise, he's going to run into our back end and try to put us out. He has wrecked himself more times than wrecked us. Although that last hit was damning for us. That really sucked. Jeremiah Graham's another one of them that hates us. So I'm trying my best to not be next to him as we go through turns 1 and 2. We did get around his inside there, which is a big deal. But he runs into us really hard, which sends us up into Crafton, which is another way you get rivals, is when a rival smashes into you and causes you to run into somebody else. It's a lot. It's super, super fun. Nobody likes that. I just want to race. Wow, Cautious hit us so hard that he actually set himself sideways again and sent us up into that whole group. Luckily, we were able to recover, and I guess, I mean, I don't care, but he was as well. Just a huge challenge. It always is. So we got some other slower traffic mixed in with those of us who pit. And it is really affecting the driving.
Clear high, bud.
On the brake, get on the inside of Rayum. Rayum is not a rival. Neither is Bryce Egan. Neither is Angelo Rutch.
You got room. You're clear.
Johnny Sauter is. Matt Kenseth is.
Careful.
Looks like we've got Oliveira up here. He is not a rival.
Careful. Still there.
I think that's Natalie Decker right there. She is not a rival either.
You got room. You're clear there.
We have almost driven ourselves back up to the top 10, and with the trucks that are up here and the speeds we have, well, that was a minor contact, but anyway, with the speeds that we're carrying and the trucks that are up here, we may very well be in a pretty good spot in the next couple laps.
Car there on the inside.
Just giving it a bit of focus here. Bit of focus. Oh, why?
You're clear there.
Spencer Boyd leading the race right now. I think those are trucks that did not pit that will need to pit.
All right, you're clear there.
As we have to work our way back up after contact on our inside. Then contact with the wall really slowed us down again. Here we go. Starting to work that up again and try to gain up on these drivers and really just at this point do what we can to salvage a good race. I don't know. I mean, by the end we very well may, but it really has a lot more to do with, again, the rivals than it has to do with our driving. In the beginning, 100% our driving. Something with the truck felt really off. I had practiced actually more on this track than I've practiced on any other track, and it just wasn't connecting. That was my big problem. That's all seemingly gone now. So I am doing... Now it's a more rival issue. We don't have any big runs that we're getting to get around some of these top-notch rivals. The rivals that have upgraded their drivers to... subscribers that have upgraded their drivers to be up in the front of the racetrack. We do have driver upgrades based on standing points, race season points. And we cut it up into, for the truck series, we cut it up into thirds. And so there's been this last one because I expect either next season to have everybody racing for a championship, or this season we have won the championship and we're no longer in the truck series. That everybody is kind of, those drivers that were up as far as they could be have made the adjustments and gotten themselves up to the front of the driver upgrades as well. So that's why you're seeing people like David Schildhaus, Max Kost, drivers like Egan. That was based on what they did for driver upgrades that have them sitting up in the front, as everyone is pretty even from a equipment standpoint. So we've got this little group right here. That's good. But Max Kost is hot on our tail. He will hit us every chance he gets, as he just did again. So he's on my inside, and I just don't feel like battling him. We'll let him go. Because I don't feel like getting wrecked again. Xfinity Series, with the knowledge I have now, has completely changed that. Again, for those of you who are new to the channel, we've had quite a few recently. As of this race, we have crossed, we're nearly 1,100 subscribers.
Hold your line. Got one
So,
outside.
just a real quick update for all of you, or information to all of you. Xfinity Series, once I learned about the rival
Got one
system,
outside now.
everybody in the Xfinity Series is an ally, a friend, or neutral. I have one driver that's annoyed, and that's because on the road course, I missed my braking point, and by the time I got it slowed down, I hit him pretty solid. But aside from that, we've been really good in the Xfinity Series, so when we bring in the new roster next season, we'll be bringing it in with a lot of positivity from those drivers. Bygones will be bygones as we leave the Truck Series, and all of these drivers, or most of these drivers, are going over to the Xfinity Series. The subscriber drivers will be. So we'll end up in a really good position to not have this kind of turmoil with the rivals in the new series, or in the Xfinity Series. So anyway, though, where are we at now? 36 to go. Go ahead and do a speed up until our final pit stop of the race, and we will be back on the mic at that point.
Wave them off.
That's gonna be our last. We're gonna pit, actually. I know nobody else is, but we're gonna. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that are pitting, but we got leaders that aren't gonna pit, and I don't think it's gonna matter for us. We come out. We only lost one spot, and actually, with Jason White, Austin Hill, Jordan Anderson, I feel like we can get around them.
Are you ready now?
That's a big deal. So
Green, green, green. Got one outside now.
we got Schildhouse right behind us, so I'm gonna do everything in my power to get up on side of Austin Hill here, to not be dealing with a rival driver going to 1 and 2 for the first time. Oh, this is dangerous, but we held it. Wow, that was really dangerous. Jason White is a rival behind us, but we were able to get into Crafton's draft. Get on the brakes to avoid running through him. We did have contact, but we didn't wreck him or anything.
Still there. Still there.
I know we're on this inside, so I'm doing my best to not run up the track. We did a good job there. Johnny Sauter is also a rival, so we got Max Cost and Johnny Sauter right in front of us as rivals. And it's not great for us. Hopefully I'll be able to get around Sauter and he won't run down on us going into turns 1 and 2.
All right, clear outside.
Hopefully we can continue doing what we're doing right here. We've just got to get around Cost and Kenseth, and we'll be outside of the rivals. But how is the question. I can do Cost right here.
Still there. You got
And
room,
maybe
you're clear
Kenseth.
there.
He's there, but I think we got a good run. And we're into Crafton's draft, so that should pull us away from them.
Fast.
It's a big deal for us right here, is we're going to get on the inside of Crafton, and we're sideways. We're gone. 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 Oof. Oh, that was terrifying. All right, well, now we're going to be in the back. Man, Michael Chavez, Bradshaw Stout. Or no, Michael Chavez definitely out of the race. Bradshaw Stout and Taylor Carpenter might just be down 2 laps.
Got a car high now. You got room. You're clear
Yeah,
there.
Carpenter's right there.
20 laps to go. Car on the outside now.
Oh my goodness.
Got one peeking outside.
Obviously we had to pit because we
Stay on the bottom.
hurt the car real bad.
All right, you're clear there.
Heavy on the brakes to avoid running through Gustine and making another rival. Hopefully we can catch Angela Rutsch in her draft and, yeah, pull us up around Gustine. Again, for those of you who don't know, first 8 races of the season, we were actually sponsored by and driving, well, we weren't sponsored by Gustine, but we were driving Gustine's truck. And then, of course, the scandal. Go to episode, I think, 9. Learn all about that. Marcus Smith on our outside is a, well, let's just say majority of the drivers that are always around us in the back or front or middle are rivals on the truck series. Rutsch is not a rival, so there's that. As I missed my turn. Now I got John Perez on my inside, which isn't a big deal as long as he doesn't ride me into the wall. And he tries. See, the problem here, though, is we also lose speed when you do that. So I start to lose the pack. Hoping we get a nice run here through 3 and 4 and can avoid him. Nope. They will actually be willing to wreck their own truck to try to take position from us. Or try to wreck us, I mean, not take position. They'll be willing to wreck their own truck, lose all their work, all their positioning, just trying to take it from us. Just to try to take our race away from us. Able to get on the inside there because we could get on the apron a little bit, and that worked out. Mild contact with Perez going through that inside. Love to be on the inside of Hill and put that buffer between me and Perez at this point.
Clear high, bud.
Trying our best to get up to this next group. We're in 14th. We're doing all right. Yeah, I thought when the nose turned, it actually felt more like we were drifting when I wrecked it. Felt more like we were drifting, and I just kept my foot in it thinking it was going to work. And then it did what it does, which is snap the other way. And then I saw the wall, and I'm like, well, there goes all that work. We're not going to finish at all in this race because we just wrecked ourselves out. But I will say that, and we didn't, thankfully. But I will say this as well. Now it kind of puts a 14th, 13th place, or 10th place. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't realize. That's on me. Anyway, it puts that into perspective. You know, you think about, we could DNF. So complaining about getting a top 10 finish potentially is not the way to go. Jeremiah Graham leading this race. If he wins, he will boot one of the points drivers out of the playoffs. And that would be really interesting to see. Congratulations to the Little Trees team, whose Xfinity car is flipping amazing. I like that one. Subscriber drivers, a lot of times I get to use my own creativity on their paint schemes, and that was a fun paint scheme that I came up with, and I felt like I needed to do him some justice. I talked about it before for those of you who have been here for all these videos, and thank you so much for the support. But for those of you who haven't been here, he was one of my first paint jobs as I was learning how to mod. And so I feel like I didn't really do him justice. He's got a fairly plain Jane truck. So I've changed his... He's fine, by the way, Sauter. He's also a rival, so that's okay. Anyway, he was a pretty plain Jane truck. And so it was really nice to be able to put together a pretty fancy paint scheme for him and that Little Tree sponsorship. So a lot of custom, a lot of subscriber drivers here running up in the top 10. Congratulations to all of them for their strides over the last This is only our second full season in the Truck Series, although you'll see it marked as the third season. That should have an asterisk on it, simply because our first season was 8 or 9 races before the scandal happened, and we were all suspended. Us and the subscriber drivers all got suspended for the rest of the first season. So
Careful, still there.
it's crazy, but at the end of the day, it's made for a better experience overall.
Room. You're clear.
As we get around Spencer Boyd for 8th place, we have got Gary Norton in the Remington 81 truck, who has led laps in this race. Looks like Matt Kenseth now in the lead. Another custom driver, not a subscriber driver, but he was actually our rival in so many other
Got one peeking inside. Clear all around there.
in so many other parts of the series in my Dirt to Daytona series that we really had to put him into this NASCAR Heat 5 series and have him come through with us. So we've done that. I'm not sure if he made it into the Xfinity, come to think of it. I'm not positive about that. Because with subscriber drivers and then of course wanting to have the presence of the 2023 Xfinity drivers as well, I don't know, I gotta take a look at it. I know I made him a paint scheme, but I don't know if he actually made the cut, is what I'm trying to say. As we'll take another position from Bryce Egan. We're going to battle it out, but I do have that inside line, so I should clear him as we go into 1 and 2. We do.
Careful there.
Starting to work on max cost.
Clear high, clear high.
And actually, if we got through max cost and Gary Norton, well, we'd be in the top 5. And again, the biggest reason for that right now has to do with we pit. And none of these leaders pit. Because they didn't need to. They have gas. So they stuck with their position, and we decided with everything that had gone on, well, we had to pit because we were damaged, but in general, with everything that's gone on, pitting was the right answer. Even if we weren't the one to bring out the caution, we still would have pit, knowing that we would have gained such an advantage. Everyone kind of split up. The slower trucks didn't pit that first time, so they had to pit this last caution. So when we pit, knowing we have a good pit crew as well, we were able to get the truck fixed, damage fixed, and back on the track with, I mean, we came out in not a great spot, but it could have been worse. We got Schildhaus up there as well in 4th place. He's a points driver. Cost is right on the edge of the points. Graham back in the lead as he battles it out with Matt Kenseth up there. So there's a lot of good stuff happening here as we're going to get to the inside of Cost. It's a dangerous move, but we really want the position.
Still there.
So he's going to ride us down, but he won't come on the apron, but he'll be right there here.
Outside.
He's hitting us all the way through the turn. And there he goes, wrecks himself while he hits us all the way through the turn.
Back her down.
Well, we're all stacked back up as the laps dwindle in this one. We're sitting in 6th place on the outside, I believe, of Bryce Egan. Oh, no, we're on the outside of Gary Norton. Let's not miss a shift. 2 laps to go. What can we get in 2 laps? I have no idea. This could be horrible or this could be great.
Inside.
We got Schildhaus on our inside. There we go. Bryce Egan with a huge run. We're going to hit the wall and lose everything. We're going to lose all the spots now because once we hit the wall, Schildhaus saw the option to ride us up into the wall and stay there. See if we can get around him, maybe. So we lose the spot to Enfinger. We're going to 1 lap to go. Yeah, this isn't great, but I don't know. I don't know what we're going to be able to do here at the end. Can I get around Enfinger for a 7th place finish, which is kind of where we were during all that stuff, or let's see what happens. Drop it down onto the apron, send it in heavy, get around Enfinger and kind of block him. We're not going to get the win. Looks like Jeremiah Graham is going to take home the victory and make his way into the playoffs as we are going to finish in 7th place. Top 5. Oh my goodness. The top 7 are all custom drivers. Jeremiah Graham takes the win. We'll be in the playoffs again. Huge congratulations to the Little Trees 53 truck. Casey Kane comes in 2nd. Bryce Egan still right there in points. Comes in 3rd. Matt Kenseth 4th. Gary Norton 5th. Max Koss 6th. We came in 7th. Schildhaus came in 10th. Perez 16th. Norick 18th. Oliveira 19th. Smith came in 20th. Bethel 27th. Jones 28th. Stout 29th. Carpenter 30th. Chavez 31st. Malone 32nd. Chavez and Malone did not finish the race. Fastest lap went to Matt Kenseth. Most led laps went to Gary Norton. On the move, Grant Enfinger, of course, went to the back and got all the way up to 8th. And tough break for Michael Chavez. Started 11th and finished 31st. We completed our incentive contract for an additional $29,952. We received no bad comments. And race 18 in the Xfinity Series, we go ahead and pack that truck back up on the hauler, walk across the lot, say hi to the boss, Mike Harmon. He switches from hate to love. We pull that 48 Camaro off of the other hauler and get ready to run at Kentucky Speedway again. I have updated the settings back to hard difficulty, half race, double the wear and tear, and of course single stage race here at Kentucky in the Xfinity Series. So we've got 100 laps coming up in the next episode, but folks, that is going to do it for this episode. I do want to take a moment out to say thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And until next time, and of course, as always, you take care.